Glasses are so dirty. Welcome, everyone. I thought I'd bring you guys a little DIY video here. I have some plants I trimmed, some Physcidins that I trimmed, and I need to give them. I need to reattach them to something because they're about I don't know, 2 or 3 inches tall, and I sell it by the frond, meaning I sell it pieces. I don't know if that's too big. So I trimmed one of I trimmed one of my plants because I have customers that want to buy it. I sent it to them already, but now I have the rest that needs to be reattached, or I mean put back into something. Yeah, counted as a new day there, Mr. Slee. So I'm just gonna show you guys kind of how I do this. This isn't usually the type of material I use, but I use this material on my son's tank. And it didn't have an issue with anything. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. I mean, I'm sure you could look at it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because if, I don't know, for some reason, if somebody went and used it, I don't know, they didn't like it, let me just say, I've used it. I haven't had a negative response from it, but I'm not going to say, go ahead and go do it. Nothing will happen. Due to the fact that I don't know, I've never used it for this purpose. I've used it in tanks to cover the overflows, on some of my tanks that run really fast. What I'm doing here is I'm peeling off the ends, the wires, so I can hook my material on here to stretch it across. So I want to try to keep it as neat as possible. That looks pretty darn good right there. I don't know if this pad will be too big. I'm going to do the smaller one first. I made some the other day, but out of my stainless steel ones. And then I noticed, there's some that kind of like died out. I did them, and then the Physcidin never took. So this is Cichlids 23. What up? This is like I said, it's just me trying it, see what happens, because when I did it on the stainless steel mesh, one of them worked really good. My wife helped me tie it down. It worked really, really good, but 2 of the other meshes just kind of took a dump. They didn't do anything. But then I have one that's a round disc, made out of clay, clay pot material, and it has a screen that goes over the top of it, and then you bend It's got 3 heavy-duty metal arms that you bend down over. It holds the screen tight down. And that one grew great, and that's what I cut all this one off of. So if you can see, you'll see me right there. All right, you'll see me. What I do is I lay this stuff on here and try to cover this thing 100%, and then I'll cover it. But I use tweezers because the stuff is really sensitive. I mean, just grabbing it with tweezers snaps right through it. So I have to be careful on how hard I grab it. Because if I squeeze it too hard, you can literally pinch right through the plant. And then something that's larger, that's got a little more strength to grow faster. It would, now be cut in half, and then it won't have the strength to do it as much as, other stuff. So can you guys see it? Yeah, my hand's in the way. I don't think it really matters. Like, I just want to lay them down as nice as possible, with least amount of gaps. Because I want to do it as, I want it to, to work really well. And if I have a bunch of gaps, I don't think it'll work so well. But with my trimmers, this isn't the easiest thing to do, so that's why I usually have my wave felt. She's upstairs with the boy. So, and I want to get this done because it's been in this bucket for, I think 4 days now. I mean, it's not dying, but it's not in a tank to where it can get, the food that it needs. There's a big piece. That's another thing, boy. It locks on to other pieces, kind of like it'll tie itself together. They touch each other. It's like they got glue on them. So even like separating them is tough when it has water on it because it envelopes itself over the, across the plant. Just that little bit of water will hold them together real tight, So. But yeah, just thought I'd bring you guys, try to start to do my DIY videos again. Start to do my how-tos again. So I really like doing them, and I haven't really done any in a while. So thought doing it would be part of cool. So what's everybody doing up this late? Suggestion may alter them to cover the whole map. I will. I'll put some over the top. Yeah, what's everybody up to tonight? Yeah, that's the thing, Dan, is I believe the ones that did turn out so well, we kind of went all different ways with it. And I don't know if the fact of it being too thin, kind of just crisscrossing them instead of making a good base. I don't know if that was a problem, or if we tied it too tight and it like cut through a bunch of it, might have floated away. Because I do find some like in other parts of the tank just, growing, and I'm like, how did it get there? Then, it dawns on me that maybe we tied it too tight. Heck, we don't know. I mean, so me and my wife try to do all this stuff and get it right, and but I don't know my own strength at the time, so tie them knots a bit tight, and I mean I do seriously feel it sometimes. Cut right through them, like, man. But like this stuff, even picking it up out of here, it's really sensitive. I could go with my larger fluval tweezers, but because those have the rubber on them, but they're so large I can't get this. Because these are the ones that I have with my expensive. I mean, these are cheap, but they have the angled tip, and they got the little bar in between, so they don't like do that type deal. But I have a really expensive microscope that was given to me, and these came with it. There's a bunch more with it, but I like these a lot because. But the thing is even when I want to just grab it a little bit, it still allows me to pinch it. So I have to really be careful with these too, because the tips of them are like needles. So if I squeeze too hard, it'll cut the ficillin right in half. And then there I am with two little bits instead of a big piece. And then I'm trying to fight to get all of it back on, or get it in place, and then hoping that the broken pieces will grow strong, which isn't always what happens. But I've already done. I was gonna video it all, but that's what I'm saying. I've been getting away from my videos and doing more just streams. Instead of showing everybody what I do. I've been kind of losing track of why I started this channel, so but I've done.
Hey, Dada.
What?
Do you want me to show you the most?
Hold on, I'm on here, so don't come over here too far.
Right.
What?
You want me to show you the most glittery slime ever?
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, I thought that was a rock.
I actually made this.
Nice. Just now?
Yeah.
Or before?
Just now.
Oh wow.
Look how much glitter is in there.
Yeah. Good job. Give me some. Good job.
Yep. I'm gonna show it on the.
Oh yeah. Glittery.
Really
slime.
glittery. Really glittery. Want to make it our prized possession?
What?
Oh, it looks so cool.
What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. Oh, I can do this, really? Wow.
Yeah, so I've done three of these, I believe. All the ones that kind of died on me, I redid. But I had so much because all I did was trim one. But I've trimmed it before, and it's kind of like trimming a.
Now feel it. It's like rock solid.
Alright, let me see. What, you got rock in there?
Yeah.
You do. Good job. I trimmed it down before when we went to make more, because that's what we do. because it was real expensive. I think I paid $25 for 15 1-inch fronds. So, at that price, you have to grow it, propagate it, keep doing that back and forth. So that's why I don't really sell too much yet of it. I did the other day due to the fact that one of the plants needed trimmed, and I knew that after I trimmed it, I would have so much left over that I could make another 3 or 4. But the bad thing is the ones that I made are ones that I made already and didn't make it. So you're fine, dude. So then what I do is kind of the stuff like I don't know. I get it. People send it to me in orders or what have you, and you can use it. You can get those loofah sponge or those scrubbies at the dollar store. But instead of tying it now with fishing line, I put this green mesh on it that you put it for shrimp to like hold on to, but it's like a scrubby. You can get it at the dollar store, what have you, anything like that. And you just, now that I have the metal prongs sticking out each side, James Negus, I think. I was planning on doing a moss wall next week. Great timing. All right, excellent. But I tried to do this before with glue, and I guess I used the wrong glue. I don't have all the answers, but whatever you do, don't use regular super glue. That was a no-no.
Use like fish glue.
So I put glue all over the plant, glued it in place, stuck it in my shrimp tank, and shrimp started dying. I probably lost about 12 shrimp out of the tank due to not checking the right glue, because I know you could use glue, but I hear it's the gel glue, but all I'm saying right now is I'll never use glue again. Whether they say it's a good glue or it's a bad glue, I'll never use glue again. I'll tie it or I'll do it this way, because then I don't have to lose sleep at night wondering if my expensive creatures and animals that we care about so much are gonna die due to my negligence on it. All right, let me turn this up. Okay. So don't mind my shorts are down long enough. All right, my big hand. So what I do is, see, this mesh just has these little prongs sticking out, right? They have it over here, and they have it on each side. So I pull out enough to hook it. So what you do is, what I do, you can do it any way you want, but what I do is I get it started over here, hold it on this end, and when you have a hereditary tremor, it makes it really hard. But what I do is I slide this bad boy up in here. See how all those little prongs grab it? So I'm hooked on. And then what I do is I pull it across, and I put tension on it. You guys see it? Yeah. I put tension on it. Now see, the bigger I pull it, the bigger the holes get. So, I don't really have too much of a choice. But my main thing is just to hold it in place. So I bring it, I pull it out enough, and I lock this bad boy in, just like that, all the way across. Okay? So then I come through, just nip off the extra with my handy dandy skizzers. And the thing is after a while, when this moss grows on here, it will interlock itself onto this wire mesh. And after it does that, then I won't have to be concerned about the mesh coming off as much. See, they can snug it up. more you go. Because it might not be so snug and, you know, on each end once you get it on. So you just tweak it. Oh, I'm sorry if you guys can't see. So I just keep stretching it. Get it to that next little nodule. Because this end over here, the holes weren't really stretched out. So it was really limp. So now I stretch it, get it extra. So it's a little weak down here. But I'm not going to fret about it too much. Maybe I could pull this end down and get it to come down one more bit. And another thing, I could just bend it backwards. Okay. So then I just come here. And here's the thing is, can you do this a way where it looks incredible? Yeah, oh yeah. My other one looks incredible, but you have to pay for the stuff, you know, to get something to hold it. Now, in my opinion, I mean, it doesn't need to look incredible. It just needs to do the job until it starts to take hold and grow into this mesh and grab it, you know, with its new little growth. It'll grab the mesh, and then, like I said, taking this thing, this will be grabbed also by the moss. And another thing, you don't want to cut too much of this off to where when you cut it off, the pieces that you hooked around the end, they let go because you cut the little circle off. So here we go. Now we're all tied on. Now if you were concerned about anything falling out, remember I told you there's prongs sticking out on all the sides. So all you have to do is bring that prong, your little hook down and around, and hook it on these prongs that you made because you pulled them wires out. Just like that. So then you come over to this side, do the same thing. Now, like I said, this ain't going to be super tight. You know, we can use the tweezers because it's starting to get smaller, which is good because that means that it's snugging up. But you just hook all these bad boys on like this. And then there's just enough tension and not enough tension to choke it out and hurt it like I've done before. So there you go. There's the first one done and covered up. Oops, sorry, it's not in the camera because I have it angled. Oh, God, bless it. What, Luke?
Trying to look for something.
What do you need, pal?
Can I like sneak under here?
What do you need? I'll help you. What do you
Do
need?
you have any like extra tweezers maybe?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yay.
Oh, sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to, man, this things. I need to move this mat instead of anything. There you go. So that's what it looks like when it's all filled and with the cover on. Yeah, right here. Now look. Oh, there's scissors in there and there's extra tweezers right here. Go. Now look, look. I got pointy ones with the rubber tip, and I got these, the ones you had up in your room. Alright, now these here, don't mess with these. These are for a customer. Alright, I'm just saying. So now, with this can just be dropped right into a tank. And usually I just grab it and just drop it flat, and it'll just straight down to the bottom. That's super cool ID. Friction fit the moss will grow through and hold it all together. Yes, yes. Like I said, the one I have down here, it comes with a clay bottom. So that's kind of how I got the idea. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, so, but the round disc has like a little meshy thing on it, you know, to hold. And then you put that, it's got a metal mesh like this, the green stuff, a mesh that goes over it, and then you lock that in place. And it grew around that sucker, and I went to pull it out. the other day for a customer to sell him some pieces off of it, and wet, it felt like it was about a half a pound. And I was afraid when I brought it out because the fronds were like this, and I was holding it upside down, that if I went to turn it, that everything would just bust off. So I carried it over like that, put my hand and turned it sideways, and then hurried up and started with my really long scissors. Because I try to use, everybody always talks about my scissors, but I try to use real sharp scissors. It's nothing, not an expense or say one's better than the other. It's just try to get some with a real pointy tip and that are real sharp. Because when you're cutting mosses and stuff like that, the cleaner you can cut it without like busting it, it's less stress on the plant. Even though you wouldn't think that there's stress, but they're actually, there's stress. So now when I put this in, the shrimp will sit and pick at it and they'll clean it. So I'm actually going to put it in. I'll turn this around, see if you guys can see me drop it in here. And then we'll do the other one. So, sorry for moving this thing around, but all right. So right there, I won't really tune it in, but so like I said, just be real sensitive with it. It's all tied in, and then I just set it on the water, and I pray it goes flat. There we go. So there it is. Perfect landing with me tapping the one corner a little bit. And so now the shrimp will literally get on there and they'll start, that thing will create a lot of biofilm. Biofilm will start to grow on it. And it gives them another pad to actually just come and snack on. So let me do number 2. All these little pieces, I just throw them away. All right, so number 2. And if you know my channel, I have some of my tanks have algae in it, so I don't want to put. I really don't want to put it in a tank that has algae. I want to put it in a tank that doesn't, so algae doesn't connect itself to it, and then I have issues. The algae's like taking the nutrients from the moss, and then my moss dies back. So that's how you do it. You have the screen. After I cut it, then I just peel off my edges. And all it is pulling out a wire, so the whole wire comes out. And so then, there you go. Oh, where am I at? Sorry guys. So then that's where it is. It's nice and, see how the spike's sticking out? What do you need, kiddo? So then I do the same here. Need some, Bubba?
What is that up there? It's up here.
What?
What is this up here?
That's that aluminum or lead thing. It's your lead bar. And then you want to take enough wire out so that plastic mesh will actually go deep enough. Because if you have just a little, bit, sticking, I'm sorry, this isn't the best view, but if it doesn't stick out enough, you want to pull out another one. Because you don't want that. You don't really want the mesh to be popping out. And you don't want to have to pull it super tight to lock itself in. So pull one out. And if the pad is bigger than what you want, then it's fine, because you don't have to fill up. You don't have to fill up the whole pad. What do you need? Nothing? Oh, you just okay. Well, just watch the camera. If you need something, let me know. So it's just, I'm just, kind of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff that I do. Even if, even if it's not the best way to do it, and I don't know another way to do it, whatever idea I come up with, it's like I have to go overboard on making it as best as possible. Well, for one, the better I do it, hopefully the better it grows. I mean, I know that I don't know if it's the way that you lay it on here. Just that it's kind of all covered and I don't know. I don't know why the other ones didn't make it. I'm still confused about that, and I don't know. Shrimp tanks, nothing else in it but shrimp. Could they have eaten it? Who knows? I don't have. I mean, I'm not. I mean, who knows? Maybe snails munched it. Couldn't tell you. I've never come and seen like large amounts of snails on my Physcidins. It's usually just the shrimps, because they like the biofilm so much that grows on them. As you see, it's like super glue. They just let it, just a little bit of water touches another one. I go lift it up and lifts them both off. So, it's kind of tedious. I'm doing it. I'm still in there. It's a tedious project, but the outcome is incredible. How they look is, I buy the stuff because, I mean, it's fearful if it dies. I don't want it to die. I think that's my biggest thing is, you see everyone's pretty plants and all these expensive plants and Physcidins. You're like, gosh, man, I wish I could have something like that. And so I take a little leap of faith and I'll buy something that's in my ballpark. But when I got this, I thought I was kind of crazy. 15 little pieces for $25. Now, if you were to count how many pieces I put on that last mat and this mat, that's a lot of money. But that's what I'm saying. I want it more for my own. That's why I've only sold off of this stuff one time, and it was the other day to a customer of mine. He's a really good customer of mine, and he asked, so I said okay. But like I said, I don't, because I mentioned it to him. I said, hey, because he wanted this other Physcidin I have that Mr. Dan Slee has. Moss. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Hookerus moss. Yeah, I don't know why I say Physcidins. I don't know. But yeah, you're right, Dan. Betty's Aquatics, what's happening? Aquaballs, K, Halliday. Ooh, that's well, it's Halliday. I was thinking Doc Holliday. Cool name. Hey, welcome everybody. If you haven't been in the stream before, welcome very much thank you very much for showing up. If you could hit the subscribe and maybe the thumbs up, it'd be really appreciative. But it's not really done for the money. I mean, I will sell it, but the fact of the matter is I want it in like all my tanks. And if I can't have it in all my tanks, I don't want to sell off my little pieces. But once in a while, I'll sell stuff that, I don't want to sell to people that, I know really appreciate it because, the type of stuff that they keep themselves. So, someone that collects and doesn't have something that I have, I might not want to sell it to them, but knowing that maybe in the future, that since they collect, if I ever see something in the next few years that I like, I might be able to come to them and ask them, and they might say, "Whoa, well, that's something that I have a lot of," and they might not want to come off of it. But since I took care of them, they might take care of me. So, but this stuff more or less is just gorgeous when it grows. It's just super, super pretty. Yeah, I for some reason keep calling it a Fissidin instead of just the moss, the hookerus. I know it's called hookerus, but I want to keep calling it a Fissidin because it's so small. Thank you, Dan, for correcting me once again. Dan's my little angel. He's like my phone a friend. When I don't know the answer, I take $1,000 out and I phone a friend to get the answer. But I also put this on. Actually, I did more than 3 the other day because I also put this on 3D ledges. My one 3D ledge I clipped before, that one's growing pretty long. I got I made 2 or 3 more, 2 or 3 new 3D ledges. Because I used to make, and then everyone started making 3D ledges. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get out of this. Because there's a lot of people making a lot of stuff. But here's something I made. Here's something I made that it just didn't go off either. Was to put your all your liquids in, all your testers. Is a Detroit Shrimp and Aquatic to hold your bottles. This type of stuff. People ask me all the time for the how I made it, the patent and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. Go ahead and make it if you want. I don't care. But it wasn't, at the price I had to charge for them because they took forever to make. It just wasn't a big seller. But back here, I keep my TDS pen. Then next to it, I keep my my little syringe for doing all my GH pluses and stuff. Then I'll put some tweezers in there and stuff like that. But that holds it back there.
And this one.
Oh yeah. And then I do this one too. Luke just brought that over. I just got a little one, like a turkey baster.
Wait, what's the syringe? The regular syringe?
This.
Oh, can I use it?
Yeah. For what? It's for water.
I know.
Oh, okay. But so yeah, I made this and then 3D ledges. So like these two, I made these with the Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics on them. And I made the edges, kind of open jaggedy like that, so you could do the same thing. Pull your mesh over and lock it in. And you put a little suction cup in the back. But it just became, the market became too large. It became so large, and everyone was doing it. Not that they shouldn't have, because there's so many people that need them. It just became a big race, and there was people that just had maybe faster equipment than me, but they weren't making what I was making, but we were kind of making the same stuff. So that's something that I back out of. I don't want to get into everybody's I don't want to get into the race of trying to get to the finish line first. If I can come up with something and no one's doing it, cool. If I can come up, if I do something and maybe 5 people are doing it, okay. But if I come up with something and people are pumping, 20 out a day or whatever. I can't do that. I just back up and just make the stuff for myself, But, so, yeah, I had all that stuff. And, my buddy's fish store, he has it in his tanks. He sells it. He's always calling me to bring it up and stuff. But, so the stuff sells. I just don't sell it online because, there's a lot of people out there that sell really good stuff. I mean, long ledges, shrimp caves, shrimp hides. I mean, that stuff was way above me when I just wanted to make something as basic as that. But my biggest thing was something to hold, my testing equipment due to the fact that when you washed off, that the plastic container it came in was okay, but I needed something to hold more vials. I needed to hold my TDS pen. I needed to hold this, to hold that. So I needed to make something. And, so not all of the bottles that come in there do I use. I mean, I just started to use the high pH because of the Sulawesi. But other than that, I don't need the high pH bottle ever. For what? So I use GHKH. That's 2. I use the ammonia. That's 2. pH, nitrite, nitrates. So that's all I use, but I only use the high pH for that just to make sure I'm tweaking it into a good point. That's it. Other than that, I don't, it sits to the side. I don't use it. But if anyone's new to the channel and they like what they're seeing, you'd hit the subscribe.
And thumbs up.
And the thumbs up.
And bell con.
And the bell con would be greatly appreciated. And we could do way more videos like this. Like I said, it's how I started out on YouTube. I just started out on YouTube maybe, I don't know, what was it, the end of last year? And all I did was make videos, I never went live until just recently. So, I mean, if you look, all of my subscriptions and stuff, I mean, almost everybody that subscribed to me was because, I think I was at 180. I was at 180 when I was just doing videos. And then I jumped over and started doing live, and now I'm at almost 400. So, for doing it, for the little amount of time that I've been doing it, everything's really turning around, doing really good. But like I said, I kind of fell into, talking about it on the video, which I like, but it's, I can show a lot, then I've kind of fallen back from that. So I want to get back to that. And, there's a lot of people in here that, know a lot of stuff. That could be like, hey, do this, and I already know how to do it, but I'm not remembering to do it, and I can show you guys, just a whole bunch. And I have the equipment to do a lot of stuff, as you see, I don't have, I have tanks, so I have 30, 40, I have 51 shrimp tanks, just shrimp tanks. So, I don't know. I have experience, years of experience. So, questions can be asked, all sorts of stuff. Even with fish, I might not be able to answer all your fish questions. Kaylor's Aquatics, welcome.
Hello.
Luke said hello. I might not be able to answer all your fish questions, but there you go. You got Bob Kaylor in here. You got, Dansley knows a whole bunch. So if I don't know it or if I'm doing something, shoot, just ask away. You got some of the best people in the business in here. So feel free and be comfortable. So yeah, this one, I want to put everything on this last one. Reason being is what is left is, I mean, you got some good pieces, you know, but they're just not super large. And with this mesh being the biggest one out of all of them, I just figure I dump the rest of everything on here and let this be the big boy. Kind of like making cheeseburgers or like pizzas. That last pizza of the night, you want to get rid of all your toppings so you don't have to throw anything away. You're just like, all right, I'm just gonna put everything on this last one. And here's another thing is having the, if I take all these small pieces and let's say go to put them on a 3D ledge, okay, the chances of a lot of them floating off or coming out is greater than them being piled on this last one, because now they're being squeezed down on top of a large portion that's already built up. So there's a mat built up, like a bed, if you will, and I'm throwing the small ones on there to kind of just hold it in place. So, but if I put it on something all by itself, there's a good chance that they'll just come out. I just wish that there was an easier way to get all this out of here. Now, I'm not going to get the little itty bitty pieces. I mean, I don't want to leave anything behind, you know, so you want to make sure anything with any length you get. What? What? Huh? What? So, just make sure you get all the little spots. What, kid? What? What?
I think he wants you to play with him.
Come on. Come on. You can jump up. Come on. Whoop. Oh, such a good boy. Oh, such a good boy. Oh, there you go. Oh. Huh? You gonna say hi, everybody? Say hi. Say hi, my name's Gunner. Say hi, I'm Gunner. Hi, Gunner. Hi, guys. Huh? All right, now you want to stop. All right, go on. Go on. All right. I know. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. All right, so we're about there. Let me see if you can see in here. So, you know, it's slim pickings right now. Like I said, you know, I might just scoop these up and let them float wild in a tank to see if they'll get any length to them. You know, and I can get them out at a later date, you know, because I really have that's pretty good. I really have a tendency of finding them in other in tanks just floating around like 2-3 inches long. I'm like, whoa, what's that? And then I'll put it like over by the Fissidin, wherever it's at, so I can pretty much find it. Or moss, I'm sorry, not Fissidin, moss. See, I don't know why I keep calling it a Fissidin. You get stuck doing something and it's hard to change. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day as well. James Negus says, hi, Gunner. How you like the, snake bobber? Yeah. I need to get rid of that. Yeah, Dave, don't throw that stuff away, Aqua Balls. I didn't, I believed it. I mean, people say all the time, keep it dried out and feed it to your fish. I put it in my food. When I made my food, I put the powder from that stuff in my food. Oh, yeah. Huge. No, I'm not saying that without it, they wouldn't like the food, but I put it in there and they devour the food. So I've never just sprinkled it in a tank, though. All right, so here we go. Last one. This one's like a double cheeseburger. I don't know if you guys can see how thick that is. Look at that. So that bad boy is going to grow. All right, hold on. I'm losing water. Look out, Gun. Watch yourself, kiddo. All right, so again, we just started on the back side. With my tremors, it's a pain in the behind. It's funny, when I was younger, it wasn't as bad and I didn't notice it as much. As I get older, it's not horrible. Some days I don't even know it's there. See, another thing you could do is you could bend these little wires over. All right, so what you want to do is go up and over. I found too that if you just drag across, you're going to pull that moss across, and it's not going to be really pretty, like you just took all that time setting it up. So, see what I'm saying over here, but that's fine. I'm not going to complain. Over here, it's not as heavy as it was when I put it together, but this thing's nice and snug. It's doing its job. I'm quite happy with it. Let me get this end. So the back side's good. Front side's good. Very happy with this outcome. See, and this thing's just spewing water because all the water that's built up in this moss, I'm now kind of squeezing it because I put this mesh over it. So yeah, what I was trying to say a minute ago was, if you wanted to go as far as bending these over, you probably could. I don't want to do that, because there's some things that I just say, okay, I'm done with my tremors. I don't go any further, and I'm pretty happy. But, so, yeah, right there. Now you'll see when you put this stuff on, it only goes. You can only pull it so far. And if you're pulling it, you got to make sure that it goes over a wire. If it doesn't go over a wire, then you're just pulling it, stretching it, and when you let it go, it's going to go right back. So remember, again, when you cut it, make sure, see, I have a tension tremor. When I pay attention to something, it shakes even more. It's really weird, but it's not something I would wish on anybody. But, yeah, let's trim this. Just be careful as you're trimming. Like I said, you took all that time to build this bad boy. You don't want to lose it because you trimmed too much. So just take your time, and scissors are big, and you just don't want to take it too far, because then I mean, it's kind of a downer when you go a little too far. Then you're like, oh man, and then it's not holding, and you gotta try to figure it out. And like I said, after a while, once it starts growing and everything grows together, you're really not even gonna be able to tell. You're not gonna know. Once it fills in, it's all gonna be hidden. But see, then bend your ends down some. Just make sure, go around and make sure that you're hooked. Like I said, it's not, I'm saying, it's not like the end of the world if not every one of them's hooked. So, you're not doing nothing, dude? Heck no. Okay. Do what you want. So there we go. My son's so sweet. He never wants to be too loud while I'm live streaming. He needs to remember he's a child and he can do what he wants. So, well, to an extent. Kids are innocent angels until they become a teenager. So, all right. So here we are. 2 done. Now, if you guys want to see. Stop! Come on, wet nose. Everybody's in here. All the puppies are in here now. So if you see, they're already on it. What are you doing, baby girl? All right, I'm not going to pet you because you'll come back. And then I'll have to pet you all day. I'll pet her when I'm done here. All right, so, just clean your scissors off. And, I don't know. Hold on, I'll show you. I keep these on the other side, but what I do is I do magnets. So always, like these scissors right here, they're on magnets. So, when I'm done, I just, put them on the magnets, but those actually go on the other side. I have 2 pairs here and 1 for the shipping side. So, yeah, that's it. Now we just have to find a nice, healthy tank with no algae in it. That Black King Kong tank's nice. Kayla's Aquatics, welcome, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Luke says, thank you. Yeah, see, that one's a little thin. I just made that one. So let me, where can we put this so we know it'll be cleaned? This is really, I got tanks that aren't open yet. So, I'll put it in this, red Calceo tank. Cause I put one in, the black, the crystal black tank. Oh, see, a frond already came out. That's what I'm saying. The little fronds, if Hans and fronds, if they're not held down, and that's why I was trying to explain. I know it's hard on camera, but what's up, man? Mm-hmm. The more this gets stretched out, the easier it is for the little fronds to go through. Well, that's what I call them, little fronds. So, pieces of the moss. So you don't want to pull it too hard, just enough. But I just dropped that one in there and one went floating out. So that just shows you that it's, you kind of got to be sensitive with it. Late night shrimping. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just kind of a how-to. So, crap. I don't have the long cord on there. I'll put it on. Hold on, you guys. You're going to lose the big camera really fast. because I'm going to hook you onto the extension cord. Hold on, almost there. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, camera is available. So I'll show you as much as I can while I'm holding it. I don't hold it very still. But there's one that I made on the stainless steel. There's the one I just made. I'm telling you, I don't want you guys getting seasick because I shake. Okay, now here's the one that did really good that my wife tied for me. This is on the stainless steel, tied with fishing leader. And we've trimmed it once. Here's a new 3D one I did yesterday. Here's a 3D one that's been trimmed once that's growing really well. And here's another one I made yesterday. And then here's the big one on the clay pot where I just cut all it off from. So all that stuff I just cut off, if you see, it's about a 1/2 inch now. See what I mean by that clay bottom? And then see if I can let you guys get in here. It's got a screen on the inside of there. Well, that screen went over it. And then it had 3 heavy wires that you bend over. And it grew up through it. And it just made it really incredible. Look at the moss. That's what I'm saying. I got tons of moss to get rid of. You guys will see what. So this one I did yesterday also, but it's a little thin. I should have put way more on it. But hopefully that won't matter. This is the one I just did that I dropped in and the little frond piece fell off. But there's the red Calceos. And there's a mini moss there also. Like I said, here's a tank. Nothing's in it. So right now it's just holding tons of moss. This tank's holding tons of moss. This tank's holding tons of moss. Oh, but this tank has a few Amanos in it. The ones I didn't find. This tank, I don't know if you can see those right there. Those are orange-eyed black. They were out of the orange-eyed orange-eyed blue tiger tank. So these are orange-eyed black tigers. Yeah, sorry, I have 2 of them. Oh, look at the eyes on it. Hopefully one of them's a female, or hopefully they make more babies. And then I got some of these boosts the other day. They're not super pretty, but that was the whole thing. That's how I got a good deal on them. Was this boost I got for free from my buddy who sold me the DancingMan. But these little pieces of boost I got in a small pack or in a package I bought, because some of them are just the rhizome. And some, actually have leaves and stuff on them. So, but yeah, so these are my the black ones are out right now. But my Onyx are in there too. Oh yes, they're back there. You probably can't see because I'm not able to set this camera. But that is how you can, if you want, connect. Now here's the thing, is someone, see if I can see the name. It was a gentleman that came in toward the beginning. Luke.
What?
Bob Kaler said thanks when I said he subscribed, and he said thanks. He said thanks, Luke. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that. Very nice of you. James, I believe it was. Was it you, James, that was talking about doing a wall coming down? Well, if you choose to do a screen like this, or whatever, whatever you can get, it would work. Because because you could tie it on to what have you. Now, here's the thing. It depends on what you use, but I don't know. Like, let's say Sawasatang, a friend of mine has a 29 gallon, and it starts at the top, and I don't know what the heck he has up there, but it comes down, and it comes all the way out. It looks like something you would see in a forest, like in a waterfall. It's incredible. And he's like, yep, just got some Sawasatang hanging around. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. And he always says, just regular light bulbs, regular lights. Because he like puts clips like desk lamps on his tanks and stuff. This guy is the lowest tech. He has the lowest tech possible. And he has the biggest and most incredible outcomes that I've seen. So that's why I'm switching everything from fish tank lights to commercial lights. Because I want to go brighter, but I want the different color, because over here now with these lights, like I say on my streams, they look way different. I don't need to worry about setting the color and changing the color of my lights due to the fact that they work really well. I mean, the yellow, that yellowy color just makes it to where the camera picks everything up really nice, and I don't have to mess with changing the colors and the brightness and the contrast and all that. I shut all that off and I just video it regular. So it works very, very well. So yeah, this whole wall, these 30 tanks, these fish lights will be off of here probably tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have the new lights on tomorrow. If not, we'll have them on Monday. I'd like to get them on tomorrow because Monday I have an MRI on my neck, so I'd like to get it done. But YouTube had unsubbed me like a lot of other channels I found. What?
YouTube can unsubscribe.
Could you please wait? Hold on. Brian, what kind of moss? Oh, it's sorry, but it is oh my gosh, I lost my whole thought process. Please tell me Dan answered that. Hookerus. Hookerus. H-O-O-K-E-R-A-C-E, I believe it is, Bob. Sorry about that. Is the dark red extreme? Is the dark red extreme and male or female B? The dark red extreme. Oh, that's the one that was in the container that we had. Remember, with the black, but they didn't do nothing. And you said if they don't do not take them out. So then I'm gonna put them back together, but I'm gonna put them in a tank. I was just afraid they were getting too stressed out. So the one that's in there is the one that was in that that we had in that catch container over there with all the holes. That breeding can. The chubby guppy. What was that? YouTube had unsubbed me, like a lot of other channels I found. Unsubbed. I wonder what that means. Subbed. Oh, unsubbed you. That sucks. What moss? It's a very calm snake. Oh, Law Dog is here. Oh, that is Law Dog is Aquatic Cop. Oh, thank you, James. Yeah, it's finally the doctor ordered MRI, and they ordered that test to where they're putting a bunch of needles in my arm to test if there's dead or damaged nerves from my neck into my hand. I hope not. So I need to get back to work, but I need to have all this paid for and taken care of. and then I get back to swinging a hammer again. It's hanging good. It's hanging good in the D-Chub. What's up? What's up? How are you? Yeah, when you put the tank together, hopefully go through this tank, Black King Kong tank, and Pinto tanks for extremes. Yes, that's my idea. Because in the red Pinto mixed tank, there is a solid red Pinto in there. I saw it yesterday. I was like, oh boy, if I go mixing them, because I did what you said, the orange black ones, the orange-eyed black tigers are up there. So that you don't want me to mix those with anything, do you? The orange-eyed black tigers? Yeah, Black King Kong tank, Pinto tanks for extremes and almost extremes, and get a good sized group to put with Red Devil males. That's fine. I had lots of those tests. Yeah, it's a friend had it done. Take it easy, big man. Yeah, they said it's because I asked them. I said because I saw the doctor last week. I drove all the way out to Flint, Michigan. It's an hour drive for me, and I saw his assistant, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just letting you know right now. Don't get upset at me. He's got set up for a test, EMG or whatever it is." I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Oh, they stick a bunch of needles in your arm and test." I was like, oh. He's like, "Just remember, don't get mad at me." I said, "Does it hurt?" He's like, "Well, I never had it done, but like I said, don't get mad at me. The doctor ordered it." I was like, "What?" But the worst thing I hate is the MRI, the noise. Everybody knows I have anxiety, and that machine freaks me out. I can go in it. I never hit the emergency. They give me that ball to squeeze if I need out. I never do. But I put the earplugs in and everything, and it's not enough. It's hell. In that machine to get an MRI, that's got to be the worst hell in the world. It's like torture to have such loud noise blasting. It's got to be the worst thing in the world that I've ever experienced. Oh, you almost got the command center done? Nice. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. Holy heck. Come fly over here and pick me up. Take me for a ride in it. Holy Jesus. Nope, keep those just orange-eyed tiger genetics. Should be able to eventually get a solid black line after a few generations. Okay. Well, I'm just hoping what it looked to be was a male and a female, but I don't know. I wasn't able to look at them too fast. I went through the whole tank. I couldn't find any, so hopefully maybe I overlooked one and I could find a third. I thought we found 3, but there are ones with black tops with blue bottoms and the tiger stripes come out the bottom. You know, they're on the bottom half, but I didn't think that those would be a strong enough gene. So I didn't grab those. It doesn't hurt, Brian, but it's uncomfortable, especially if you're sore already. I had a couple done over the years. Oh yeah, I'm real sore. Oh yeah, that's right. I got to put my patches on. They got me on those patches. They're $400 for 4 patches. My pain patches. And then they made me pee in a cup last week. I was like, "Well, I don't do drugs." They said, "No, they need to make sure that you're using them patches." I said, "Well, why wouldn't I use them?" They said, "Well, a lot of people sell them." I said, "Who the hell am I going to sell a pain pads to?" No, I got it on my arm. So yeah, they made me pee in a cup and a whole bunch of stuff. So I appreciate the support though. You know, I know I've been grumpy lately. I put the fam through some stuff. You know, it's just in pain. You know, it's sleeping. I get like 10 minutes. Then I'm up 10 minutes. Then I'm up 10 minutes. Then I'm up. Back hurts because I can't move the neck. You know, I mean, we all know. Anybody who's been there, it doesn't matter that I was in an accident. Still, if you have pain in your neck or pain in your back, anything like that, everyone knows one pain causes another pain. So if you have a stiffness here, it'll cause a stiffness there or in your shoulder or something. But that's what I'm going through. So it's one irritation's causing the other. So the patches work. Bob, you wouldn't crack sacks and pain patches. Aha! Yeah! I like it. But hey, Fish Whisperer Miles. But yeah, I get a little grumpy at times. I don't mean to, it's get a little snappy, but it's they don't want me taking my other medications that keep me, cool, because I'm on the pain meds. So I have to stop that and some of my anxiety stuff, and I have to stop taking those because I'm taking this pain meds. And now, it's just got me all jacked up. So yeah, hey, this is not a boo-hoo thing. So, but thank you, Bob. I mean, everybody that's said positive stuff, I really appreciate it, because it's like everybody knows, my family knows, everybody knows. They kind of take my attitude with a grain of salt. They kind of ignore me. We laugh a lot. I crack jokes about it a lot because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm really serious, or I don't want, if I do come off in a negative manner, I don't want them to go, oh God, what's wrong with him? So I'll like joke or start laughing or something, and it calms the mood, but what's in the net? Oh, that is a moss. It is a hookerus moss. Yeah, it's life, man. Yep. Hey, and the funny thing is when I went and had my MRI and everything done, the doctor, the surgeon I went to said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a union carpenter." He's like, "What do you do?" I said, "I do concrete. I build expressways. I build big steel bridges. I weld them. I build oil refineries, nuclear power plants, all this stuff." And he's like, "Geez, I'm surprised you can walk." I said, "Why is that?" He's like, "Man," he's like, "you carpenters, boy, you guys really get a whooping." But it's anyone in the trades, really. I mean, look, if I was smart enough to have a desk job making over $100,000 a year, I would have took that. But I have brawn over brains, so it works really good, and I'm really good at what I do. So, I eat Motrins a whole bunch, and heating pads. I bought one of those. I don't know if anybody's got a Rite Aid by them, but they're like, my store is getting rid of all this stuff, and they have these rock solid foam pads, and you lay on it. Oh my gosh, that's got to be one of the coolest things in the world. But I have a teeter up over here. I got the Lamborghini teeter up with the clicker, the long arm on it, not the little thingy. Only thing I don't have is cup holders, because look, I'm a big guy. I power lifted for 10 and a half years, so I beat my body up. But when I went to chiropractor, she said, "Brian, I can't even snap some of your disc back. You got to get something to hang upside down." So I went and bought that. It was on sale. So it was like $350 at Dick's Sporting Goods. And I've never been back to a chiropractor since. It's got to be the most incredible thing I ever bought in my life. So I try to tell everybody that. Look, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'8", and I fit in it, and I don't even touch the ground. My head don't touch it. So and I'm 305 pounds. I put on some fat during this sickness, but still I'm mostly muscle, and it holds me no problem. So if anyone ever has bad back problems, go to Dick's, hop in one, flip upside down, see how it makes you feel. Just make sure you don't get a head rush and get dizzy, and it's bad for your heart or something, and you'll be good. I flip over in it, I don't know, 30 seconds to 3 minutes, however long it takes for stuff to relax, and then boom, boom, when that happens, and I just flip right back over. I stand up, I get out, and it's like my whole spine, like you gave me a brand new spine. All the pinching and pain's gone. It's got to be the most incredible thing in the world. Yes, but Google the does and watch her closely. She should relax if it helps. What's being said that I'm missing? you build your racks, Brian? No, sir. No, Bob. My racks are bought from Home Depot. They are what's the name? The starts with the H. Oh crap, I can't think of it. But anyways, yeah, they're these are the 65-inch racks. And this, because I didn't know how I wanted to do the fish or the shrimp room, I only wanted it to go out so far, and then we're gonna redo the basement again since the rainwater backed up. We got all that fixed, but so this is a 90-incher. So it goes all the way up to the joists in my basement here. And then these are two 65s that I have locked together with one center pole, which is here. But so yeah, that's a 90. This is 130. I think it's 135 because I took the end piece off. You know, the other bulkhead, the end. I put both racks together on one, so the other one's over there. So I saved myself 2.5 inches, or 2.5 inches or 5 inches or whatever. But it gave me like the room on the sides, you know. But if I didn't take it out, I would have really had to kick it in there. It was the exact size, and I didn't want it to jack up my brand new drywall and everything. But yeah, it's all from Home Depot, and they run on sale. So no, not Gladiator. That's Menards. I think. This is it starts with an H. Same as the tools. Hold on. Hold on. I got the Home Depot app. What? Garage shelving. Garage shelving. Husky, I'm sorry. So right now, the 77-inch is on sale, $169 from $199 at Home Depot. That's the 4-rack. This 90-inch I got, Bob, is 5 racks. 5 shelves, but I only use 4 because, you know, my joists, I can't get it in there. And the 4th shelf I can't even use. Because it's right at the bottom of the joist. But here's the 90-inch for $199. So here's 5 shelves. So this is what Dan was talking about. So for $200, I got mine cheap. I got mine for $150 because the box was beat up, and they said it was a return and they had no place to put it in the store because they didn't carry it at that Home Depot because it's usually an order part. You know, people just special order it. So I said, well, if you have no place to put it, I'll take it for $150. And they said, okay. So that's how I got the 90 instead of the 77. Yeah, but it's Husky. And they're literally, if you put them side to side, Gladiator has a better finish. The finish is way nicer. This is just not a matte black. It's a shiny black, but it scratches. But the Gladiator is like, it looks kind of like the diamond plating. You know, it's got a really nice surface on it. So, if you're looking for looks and you want something that really looks good, the Gladiator is the way to go. Now, like for me, I just wanted the black. And the commercial look. You know, I wanted everything to look like it's a building, the inside of a brick building down here. So we did the brick walls, painted that, I ran all the new electrical and conduit, you know, everything. So, you know, it looks like it's commercial. That's the look we were going for. So I think we've obtained it. Now we just have to finish. I have to do all the lights, finish drywall over there, and then all I'm doing in here is painting the floor and then putting like rubber mats down, you know, the lock together ones, and then put them underneath the racks as far as I can go around, trim them and stuff, and that's it, you know, just for when people come. Because people can come to my home and shop, you know, they can come right into the store. So I don't have it to where they have to order online. So if people come to Michigan, they want to stop by, I mean, come stop by, check the place out, do whatever. But, you know, the basement's not done yet, so. Well, thank you. That my moss patches look awesome. All right. What's happening? I'm lost. Whew. First rack, I'm just going to fill with 4 shelves of 8 by 10 gallons. Or 8, 10 gallons. Yeah. The 90, I love it. Since we talked about it, not connected just to get it up quick. Yeah. The only thing with connecting them, what I thought was cool about connecting them, but I guess it really doesn't matter, is, well, yeah, no, because I was going to say it would be harder to, like, bump it and if it fell over, but it isn't going to fall over. But if for some reason it got hit hard enough, if one went to go over, it would topple them all. So, yeah, if you had them separate, that'd probably be best. Do you think when they made all those racks, when they were making them for fish tanks and didn't know it after it is all done? Yeah, I don't think they knew, bro. I mean, it's heavy duty, but you got to think about it. Even if even if you go in commercial buildings, the only thing that's really super duper heavy is like transmission shops, anything like, I mean, you can't fit washers and dryers on here. So, I mean, there's not that much gap in between these shelves. So the size of things that you could put on here can't be that heavy, even though these are able to supposedly hold so much weight. I mean, what are you going to put on it? You only got like a 2-foot span in between each shelf. So, yeah, when it comes to thinking what they're actually made for, it's kind of like fish tanks are perfect. So, yeah, Miles, that's about the best way to look at it. I have my third rack to put up, but I have to move 55, 90, and 150 to get the floor space. See, that's what I was talking about the other night, Chubby, is staring at the room and figuring out what's, where you want to put it so you don't have to move it again. Like when we were figuring out we wanted to put the store here instead of over there, we decided we're going to put the 120 over on the tile that I installed. So, it's off to the side. And then the cove it was in over here, because there's a big cove built into the wall over there. That's for the big screen and the video games, for the kids. But that's why we're going to probably do tile squares, 2x2s, all out there, for the kids to all play on, because we're big on that, the big yard, got a big, huge tree for it, pool, all that stuff. It's just that they're all, the kids are all happy and having fun. That's all we care about. 6x6. 1,500 per shelf on mine by 4. Yeah. Gladiator, 90 by 90 is 8,000 total, 2,000 per shelf. Yeah, there you go. Now add it up. Okay, 8 tanks. They say a gallon of liquid is almost 8 pounds. Well, let's just say 8 pounds. Times 10, that's 80. Well, you're going to take, you got to add the substrate and everything in there. So let's not take water. Let's just say 80 pounds. So at 8 tanks, 8 10 gallons, I mean, it's 640 pounds. So compared to 2,000, that's what I'm saying. I mean, these are built so well and so strong. you could sleep at night and not lose a wink knowing that it'll never, ever fall apart or break. So, I mean, that just makes me feel so good. It's also $300, but they're solid. We will be up quick. Yeah. Yeah. This literally, the shelves, I put them together myself. Stand one side up, lay up against the wall. It's kind of like scaffolding. You hook the one leg on, you tap it in place, and then you bring the other end over and hook it on, tap it in place. Get a rubber mallet, a heavy rubber mallet. Not weight-wise, but make sure the rubber is hard and not soft. And then you go to the other side and put that side on, and then you beat them in place and make sure they're down as far as they'll go. Because you'll see they just have like a cut. How can I do this? It's like an opening like this, but it's kind of like this. So when it goes down, this tip catches inside the hole. And it goes in and it like slides in and it locks itself in. But if you don't beat it down far enough, it won't go all the way down. And then your legs will be kittywampus. But yeah, it probably takes, I don't know, if you take your time and make sure you, assemble it right and beat it up pretty good, probably, 20 minutes, and then you want to get the plywood. Then you have to cut the plywood because it's 2x4s. You can get it pre-cut already if you don't have saws and stuff. And then the second piece you have to trim. So for like this, you just get 6 2x4 pieces of plywood. Put one whole piece there and then trim this one to size. And that's it. Or that would be 12, 8 feet, 16. This is 90, so an 8-foot piece of plywood. You could buy an 8-foot piece of plywood and just trim that down. But then, it's kind of like you cut that in half, and the plywood's never exact. So, that's why I just buy it. But they have really strong wood there if you want to spend way more money. But I have this plywood on. It looks good. I probably could have painted it black before I put it on to really make it pop. But who knows? Maybe in another life. Aquaman. They are Husky Rex, sir. Husky. My neon tetras killed a Neocaridina. Yeah. That's possible. It's possible. They are tetras. But they are neons. But they might have been hungry, or it was just a weak shrimp, and they saw an easy meal. We'll take over the cheap wire shelves that swing with the air pump vibrations. Yeah, it's laminate flooring on the plywood to waterproof. Yeah, that's a really good idea too, doing laminate flooring. And there are going to be multiple of those 90 by 90s, probably 3 to 4 total, but by the time I'm done, but first one just about getting up quick. We'll take time with others. Yeah. No. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's just, no matter what you do, just make sure that you beat the legs. And now here's the thing. This is why you cannot just use the metal rack. Now you can. I had it set up like that at first before I moved everything over here. Let me explain why. Okay. Well, I could use that, but it's the camera, so. All right, hold on. All right, let me use this as an example. Okay, so the metal racking that goes across it, it's really strong. I tried. Long ways you can bend it. Not bend it, but you can make it curve. But the other way, it's really hard. the depth. The 2 foot, it's really hard. Well, on the 2 foot, excuse me, you know, they have the bars that go this way. You have the main bar that runs all the way around, and then they have the bars that run this way. Well, every other bar, it's doubled. So here's the problem. Sorry, these are nets, so I'm using the sticks. I'm using the sticks. So let's say the rack is going between these sticks. Well, let's say the rack is between. That's where that gap is. Well, see, this bar is so high, but if the rack is in between here, if the metal sheeting, you know, if the wires are going through here, that's what your tanks are going to sit on. But if you want to fill that whole rack up, well, then you're going to get a tank that sits on this high piece, another 1/4 inch up. So instead of your tank being flat, it's going to be kicked to the side because half of it is going to be on here, or the center of the tank is going to be on here, and the whole tank's going to wobble like this. And it'll sit up higher than all the rest of the tanks due to the fact that it's a support system. So you can say that it's a bad design, which I kind of think it is. They might have been able to do something else to where the main support was on the bottom, so you could put stuff all the way across the top and it's flat, but that didn't happen. So that's why I put the wood over it, so I don't hit those high bars and it makes my tanks lean. Because when I had the one rack over there, before I moved everything over, when it was way over there, I didn't buy the wood. I was like, oh, this could be great. And I went to put the tanks up there, and that's why I only had so many tanks. Because I couldn't get them. I was sticking shims under there on the corners to hold the tank. I mean, it was lame. So that's why I said when I was moving everything, I was buying all the plywood, everything to make it perfect. So, Leah Jed, what's happening, sister? Dang, almost missed out. Woo woo. Yeah, I'm happy for you, Dan. Get that stuff all set up. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go and slap it full of tanks, I mean that allows you to move a lot out of your home. And not like, I wouldn't say start projects immediately, but you know, get stuff out of your home, or start ordering shrimp to fill those tanks up so they'll start growing, and then you could come in, like set your art up, be doing all that, then purchase another rack, put it off to the side, you know, and then start tank by tank on that, you know, stuff like that. But there's a guy, or I should say someone over here on Facebook Marketplace that I don't know, he must have worked at a LFS that closed. I don't know, maybe the guy owned it. But he's selling a bunch of tanks, and they're the acrylic ones, but they're the stackable ones, but they're drilled. And then they're like the ones I used to have on like some of my early videos, the blue, you know, the acrylic, but they're not the 25 gallons. They're like 3 tanks. Let's say it's 3 foot long and there's 3 tanks. You know, the acrylic's all in there. You know, it's all one water system. They're drilled to all connect and everything. They stack on top of each other. He's got a bunch of them. And then there was a guy today selling a 55-gallon acrylic for $25. So people are like trying to dump some stuff, but I don't want a 55. I don't like the footprint of a 55. So, but yeah, it'd be nice. Oh, all right, Bob. You have a good night, brother. Thank you so much for stopping into the chat. It's really nice to see you. I hope everything's going good over there with the ARC. Like I said, keep an eye out for me for some English Bulldogs. And if you need any help or anything, you know, you just give me a call. And we'll always see what we can do over here at Detroit for you. All right, Bob. Thanks, buddy. You have a good night. Huh? Oh, good. I'm dying.
I know you
Thanks. I'm sweating. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sweating my butt up. You're busy, busy, busy? Yeah. Busy, busy's good. That's what I'm saying. I got to start becoming busy, busy again. You know, it's, I just got to get off my butt. Because what my problem is, I think, is, you know, I fall into this process of coming down here and, you know, going live, but I work in this shrimp room for so many hours, and then I come on here for so many hours. It's like a full-time job, you know, and I'm like not doing stuff around the house that I need to do, you know, so I need to. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, definitely be buying some stuff for it, but a lot of what's in my house needs separating already, so a good portion already spoken for. Oh yeah, I bet. Anyone want a Great Dane pup? Really, Leah? He's kicking your butt? You set an appointment with me tomorrow at 10? Okay. Shoot. That's funny. So what, your brand new Great Dane's whooping ya? I seen he's a big boy. Those dogs they're a handful. Yeah, what they say it was over 100 over by you, Cyclist 23? Only 95. Ooh. Yeah, it was 90 here. It's supposed to be 90 tomorrow, 90 the next day. I mean, it's miserable. See what the weather's going to be. I think tomorrow it's 90. Let me see. Let me see. I know it's muggy. Well, it says 64. It's 70 degrees. Feels like 70. 84 today. 86, 88, 88, 90, 91. Well, I thought it was 90 today. So humidity. That's why I'm sitting here sweating. It's 70%. I mean, I have my dehumidifiers going, but I just don't have the fan, you know, running, moving everything around. Yeah, 70%. Cray cray. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's 2:45 in the morning. Holy heck. Archer is kicking my butt. Today was all bike riding and fetching, and now he's asleep on my side of the bed. No, I'm not giving him up. We love the big 8-hole. Yeah, I wouldn't give him up either. Great Dane pups are sweet. Great Danes are sweet. Super sweet. Well, everyone, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I think I'm going to call it a night. I wanted to get those moss pads done, and I didn't think I was going to be on here 2 hours, but I had way more people come on here than I thought. I thought I was just, I thought I was just going to come on here, do some moss pads, and go to bed. But all my incredible subscribers came on here. 7 months, 115 pounds, and no fat. Oh, yeah, I seen him. My lab's 115 pounds, but your dog's gonna get way bigger than mine. Well, my lab's big. I don't know what he was. I don't know. He's just a real big boy, but yeah, Great Danes are way bigger. But yeah, so let me call it a night. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you, Leah, for showing up. I don't know how to ever get you on here sooner, but I'm sure am glad that you look out and check and hop on here. So thank you guys so much. Thank everyone who showed up tonight. I mean, shoot. Like I said, I was just doing a video on some moss pads. I just want to start doing some DIY videos again, because for what I've been doing this for, I don't know, a year or something. So more than the first half of it was just DIY stuff, or half of it anyway. So so now I want to get back to that. So there's more of that and just not sitting around just bullshitting. You guys are getting late or bored with me. So, but all right. Hey, thanks so much for even the new people that showed up. Please, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please hit that. Hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And James Niggas, thanks for showing up. And a few other new names I saw. Thank you very much. Kaler's Aquatics, thank you very much for becoming a new subscriber. It's been a great stream. Thank you guys so much. And a short stream. So if it wasn't 10 to 3, I probably wouldn't get off of here. You guys know me. I'll just sit and talk your ear off. So, I was there from the beginning. Oh, okay, sweet. Thanks, Fish Whisperer. I'll do the pain patches again. Yeah, I'll go get my pain patch on right now. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much. Lit 16 viewers still. Shoot. Thanks, guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for putting up with me all the time. And my whining and crying over here about the pain I'm going through. I mean, we're all going through pain, so I ain't nothing different. So. But I appreciate it so much, you guys, for staying on here so late. Come and check me out at almost 3 o'clock in the morning. You guys are the best. So have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Everyone in here, between 7 and 9, somewhere in there, whatever works best for you. Please come see us here at Detroit